James Lankford joins us now live from Washington, D.C. Good morning and thanks for being here. I've got to ask, we've heard from people, both Republicans and Democrats, and they don't feel this is a political issue anymore. They just want it over. What do you say to them?
That's the same thing I've said to them for 37 days. I'm exactly where they are. People from the beginning have said, hey, just figure it out. This is your job. Work all this out. And the challenge has been, we actually put on the table what we call a continuing resolution. That's what we've done the last 13 times to solve one of these impasses. Every single time, both sides just said, hey, let's keep the government open. We'll keep negotiating. This time, Democrats, the goal was the shutdown. And so we had nothing to negotiate with. So they're frustrated with President Trump. I understand that. They've been very vocal about that. They were very focused on the election in New York City and felt like this would energize their base to be able to have a big shutdown. And we now have some Democrats, after we're finished with the New York City race in the Senate, that have now come forward and said, okay, now it's time to be able to reopen the government. I hope that's true. We're trying to bring another proposal today that is the same thing. Let's just open the government. We'll keep negotiating. We can talk through whatever it is we're going to talk about, but let's get the government open. Let's not have SNAP benefits, Head Start. Let's not have air traffic controllers not paid. Let's not have our troops not paid. This is ridiculous. So we're still focused on just take the simple step, just open it, and let's keep negotiating.
To be clear, so you do expect another vote today, and what have you heard from both sides?
Yeah, so we do expect another vote today. We're trying to be able to get 10 Democrats to be able to join on with us. We believe that we have that number today to be able to join in. We've had 3 Democrats for the past month, quite frankly, have come on. They've been trying to get another 7 more to join them, and it looks like that is possible, at least today. So I'm more optimistic today than I was yesterday or the day before. This looks like this really had a breakthrough after the New York City elections, that now they're willing to come forward and negotiate.
So let's say that vote goes through. What happens next, and how quickly can things kind of get back on track?
Yeah, that vote passes today. If we can get it up today or tomorrow at the latest, if we can get that vote up and get that passed, the House would have to come back into session, because the date that we've worked on for the last 6 weeks has been November 21st. Well, that's just 2 weeks away, so we're not going to do that. So we're trying to be able to move that date out to, let's say, January as the next time we have to deal with any kind of conflict like this, and to be able to move that back. We believe we have agreement on that. The House would have to come back into session. They're ready to be able to do that. They would vote on that and pass that. President would sign it same day. So we could be reopened as quickly as this weekend.
And just, I know you're in the Senate, Senator, but obviously the House, I mean, we're talking about they could come back today if the vote passes. Would it be tomorrow? I'm just thinking of the SNAP benefits, people missing paychecks. Yeah. It's like, okay, is it this week, next week, 3 days from now?
No, they're on a 24-hour notice at this point. If the Senate actually votes on something, passes something, they're ready to come back within 24 hours and have the vote.
Senator Lankford, in years past, you have done your best to try to stop these shutdowns. Are you going to continue that push? Will you create legislation, or at least try to get this to not happen again?
Yes, I have already created that legislation. I have a bill called Prevent Government Shutdowns. It just does exactly what it says. It says if we get to a moment like this again, and we will at some time in the future, government automatically is funded at current year's levels, but members of Congress have to remain in session, both the House and the Senate, 7 days a week until they solve the appropriation bills. But the rest of the country wouldn't feel it at all. We would still fund SNAP, still fund our military, still fund all those federal workers. All that would continue, but members of Congress would be locked in Washington, D.C. and would say, you've got to stay there, both House and Senate, 7 days a week until it gets done. I had 57 votes for that last session. We were 3 votes away from making that law, so at 57 votes for it. I'm going to continue to be able to work to get the 60 votes that's required in the Senate to be able to get that passed, send it over to the House. We already have an exact House companion on it with the chairman of the Budget Committee in the House. It is a bipartisan bill as well. We have 7 Democrats that have already joined on in the House. We believe we can get this passed. We just got to get enough votes in the Senate. We need 60. We had 57 last time, and I'm ready to end government shutdowns forever.
I think that message could be echoed across the country, especially those who are really feeling the pinch now. Thank you for taking time. We know you're super busy, but being with us this morning and talking to our viewers is really significant. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, glad to do it. Keep praying for the nation.